We have CBS 42 continuing coverage now of a rare cancer that normally affects 6 of every 1 million people. It's been diagnosed in 5 people with ties to Auburn University there at the same time. Now, since we first reported this story to you in February, it's made national news. The women who were college friends at Auburn University who have all been diagnosed with uveal melanoma have been spreading the word about the need for further research. Tonight, Alabama's only ocular oncologist stresses why people living with ocular melanoma need that research to happen sooner rather than later. Allison Allred is a woman on a mission ever since doctors found a quarter-sized melanoma behind her eye 17 years ago.
For the severity of her ocular melanoma, the fact that it was so large and had to be removed, she's the exception. The far majority of these patients die.
UAB retinal and ocular oncologist Dr. John Mason cut through the chase for us about the need for further study of the accumulation of patients diagnosed with uveal melanoma who have ties to Auburn University.
We have to have funding in order to try to look at environmental factors as well as genetic factors in these individuals.
These 4 who have been identified specifically by the team of oncologists we interviewed at Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia earlier this year: Lori Lee, Julie Green, Ashley McCrary, and Allison Allred.
We're in desperate need of funding to begin the research. We cannot begin the research to find what could be the possible cause or link to this in Auburn until we get the funding and need $100,000 to $150,000 for the funding.
CBS 42 brought you live coverage of the public meeting on uveal melanoma that took place in Auburn in February when Auburn University Director of Risk Management Dr. Christine Ike told us
if there was anything that was deemed investigative in the federal or the state organizations and those got involved, we would cooperate fully.
I contacted the Alabama Department of Public Health, who told me this today. At this time, the report of uveal cancer in Auburn is not a traditional cancer cluster. The Alabama Department of Public Health is not conducting an investigation, but is reviewing cases and is serving in an advisory role to Auburn in this matter. Earlier today, Auburn posted a statement saying they are working closely with the Alabama Department of Public Health, which is leading the review of area cases. Dr. John Mason is working with his team trying to get an investigation done.
It's a joint effort between geospatial specialists, between epidemiologists, and the Alabama Department of Public Health.
And for patients like Allison and their families, the timing of that investigation is everything.
In 22 years of my practice, over half my patients with melanoma in the eye have died. If we can find the environmental trigger of the cause of melanoma, we can prevent melanoma and save our people in the state of Alabama from dying.
And that's the bottom line.
Yes, save lives.
Again, a lot going on with this right now. You can go to the CBS 42 News app to read the full statement from the Alabama Department of Public Health. They mention a list of names that they have received from one of the cancer survivors from Auburn with uveal melanoma. She'll be featured in a follow-up report on CBS this morning, Thursday. Ashley McCrary says she's been hearing from more uveal melanoma patients.